We often pay attention to the health and functionality on the inside of our home, but there's another room in the house that we should be paying attention to. I'm excited to have with me now Dan from Tailored Living to talk about this special room. Welcome, Dan.
Thanks, Margaret. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. So, you've got a real special room to share with us today.
I do. Let's take a look.
Wow, so this is the room you were talking about, the garage, but this doesn't look like a typical garage because that doesn't look like a typical floor. What's going on here, Dan?
Well, basically, in Canada, our winters are very harsh on your floor. You know, the salt and everything that drips off of your car eats up the porous concrete, and then over time, it just gets worse and worse and worse. This floor in particular is probably one of the worst cases we've ever seen. The spalding was over an inch deep. We had to go in and put a skim coat of a polymer bonding on top just to level it all out. Then on top of that, we put the epoxy coat floor base. Then we put the color flakes that the customer chose. And then we put a clear coat of epoxy finish on top. So that gives it a nice strong bond that makes it actually stronger than concrete.
Which is great in terms of structure and investment in your home, but I'm always interested in the health. What I love about this floor, tell everybody at home the impact it can have on our health.
Well, basically, the porous nature of the concrete absorbs all of the toxins, all of the oils and the gases and whatnot that they're emitted out of your car, carbon monoxide as well, and holds it in and then releases it at the most inopportune times, like when you open your door to your house. What the epoxy floor coating does, it makes it impermeable to all those things. All you need to do is simply wash it with the hose, and it's perfectly clean. You get an oil spill on the floor, just a quick wipe up with a rag and some dust and some grease cutter, and you're good.
I love that, and as a mom, that's so important because toxins in our body and in our home is not what we want. So I love that. But now I look around, there's so much more we can do in here to make this an actual functional space. Can you tell us what's planned for in here?
We have a grand plan actually for this family. What we're going to do along this wall, we're going to put slab wall along here so they can hang up their bikes and put everything there. Along here, we'll have a nice big tall cabinet that we'll be able to store all the pantry items. You know, we come back from the big box store, you've got a big huge bundle of toilet paper and paper towels, and all those things will be stored in the cabinet here. And along here, we'll have double layer cabinets. We'll have a lower layer here where they'll be able to store tools and all that kind of product. And up here, they'll also be able to have some pantry items as well. And here we'll have a countertop where they'll be able to stage for whether the product goes into the pantry storage area or if they're going to bring it into the car, into the house. Over here we'll have a place where the kids will be able to take their boots off and store them underneath. That way they won't be bringing any dirt into the house and they'll be able to hang their coats up on top.
Fantastic. So now all of a sudden we've got a full functional room, but I also understand you can make this room fun for the men in the house, kind of like a man cave. I'm thinking a big screen TV on that wall. What do you think?
Absolutely. We've seen that, and we've done that in several homes where they've got big screen TVs. The guys all congregate. They bring their chairs. They sit around. They drink their beer and they smoke their cigars. The women don't want them in the house anymore, so they can hang out here and have a good boys' party and watch the big game.
Now, of course, we want to know as homeowners, what kind of time is this going to take? Because, time is money and it's very stressful in the planning stages. What does it take to do something like this?
It takes about 2 days to finish the floor, depending on the situation. This one took us actually 2.5 days because of the extra work we had to do, but typically we're in and out in 2 days. The cabinets are done all in 1 day.
And I do understand you can even do some cool branding on those cabinets if you want to get fancy.
We do. We have some exclusive licenses where people who are Ford collectors, they have their Mustangs, they love their Mustangs. We have Mustang cabinets that we can do. It's really cool.
Well, I can't wait to see the finished results of this home in this garage. Thank you so much, Dan, and of course, Tailored Living, because you really do take organization inside and outside the home to a whole new level. Stress-free, functional, and even considering our health. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.